Sweet children, you are now Raj Yogis. You're also called Raj Rishis. Raj Rishi means those who are. Rishis are all said to be pure. Question. When will you children be able to pull people out of the quicksand of Ravan? It is a quicksand, sucking you down and you can't move. I've never been in quicksand, but I have seen quicksand. Just we were obviously not going to step in it, but I'd throw a rock in it and we just sit there and then slowly, go down. It's an odd name, right? They call it quicksand, but everything sinks very slowly. Answer: when you yourself have come out of that quicksand yourself, when you come out of the quicksand yourself, the sign of those who have come out of the quicksand is that they are free from all desires. For I'm telling you, it seems so hard to renounce your desire, your lust, whatever. But I'm telling you, as soon as you get out of it, you feel so free. They remember nothing but the one Father. They don't have interest. That interest has died. There shouldn't be any greed for good clothes or good food. You have total simplicity. Okay, so you eat what Baba gives you. Bus. Otherwise, you have desire for your opinion of what's good food and what isn't. It means you've forgotten why you're here. You're in Raj Yoga to renounce everything, and even at some point, food. Remember I told you? That's why I fast. I don't ever let food rule my mind completely. It influences, goes to a point, and then you cut it off. So you make sure you never succumb to the desire of food entirely, right? Eventually, you got to eliminate it, of course, and we'll get that practice right at the end because there will be no food at some point. You have total simplicity. You have even forgotten those bodies of yours. So that's like a rishi, right? Rishi has nothing. Nothing belongs to me. I am a soul. Only such soul-conscious children can pull people out of the quicksand of Ravan. They're immune to the quicksand because you get sucked into the Ravan's quicksand through your desire. Song. You are the ocean of love. We thirst for one drop. Om Shanti. Sometimes when this song was played, children were asked the meaning of it. Now tell me, since when did you forget the way? Some said from the Copper Age, some said from the Golden Age. Those who say they have forgotten the way from the Copper Age are wrong. You forgot the way from the Golden Age. It is now that you find the one who can show you the way. Why? Because you didn't have knowledge starting from Golden Age. So that's why you come down. The only time you ascend, going up, is when you have knowledge in yoga and Baba, right? Otherwise, you're coming down from that moment, and therefore you're losing your way. Those who say they have forgotten the way from the Copper Age are wrong. You forgot the way from the Golden Age. It's now that you find the one who can show you the way. In the Golden Age, you don't know the one who can show you the way. No one there knows the Father. That is, they have forgotten him. Even to forget him, to make the mistake of forgetting God, the wrong karma of forgetting God, it is a wrong karma. And we do this all the time. It's fixed in the drama. Therefore, he has now come to show you the way. They say, God, show us the way. We have forgotten the Father since the Golden Age. Baba asks you these questions in order to make you use your intellects. This knowledge is unique. Only the Father is the ocean of knowledge. The Father tells you personally, face to face. Only I am the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of happiness. You also know that the purifier truly is only the one Father. Even those on the path of devotion believe this. The pure worlds are the land of peace and the land of happiness. There is the land of happiness and the land of sorrow for each half of the cycle. They're half and half. You children know this very well. The Father is the ocean of love, and this is why everyone calls out to him as the Father. However, they have forgotten who he is and how he comes. It is a matter of 5,000 years ago when it truly was the kingdom of the deities. There is salvation in the Golden Age, but who can tell how degradation comes about? Only the Father comes and tells you that. We didn't know how we degraded. Even if you believed in the deities and that you were those deities, you still didn't know how you degraded. We didn't even know we were the deities. Only the Father comes and tells you that you have been in a state of degradation since the Copper Age, and that this is why you call out. That's not the same thing as a state of diminishment. You've been in a state of diminishment since Golden Age. You've been in a state of degradation, impurity since Copper Age. You understand that this is not a new thing. The Father comes every cycle. The incorporeal Father is now explaining to you souls. No one knows his own soul. No one is able to tell you how this whole part is recorded in a soul. They would never say that they have become that many times and have played that part. They don't know this drama at all. Although they speak of hundreds of thousands of years, it's still a drama. At least they say that this drama repeats. Only the Father personally and gives this knowledge to your children. He is speaking to you through his mouth, through this one's mouth. You know that Shiv Baba has made you belong to him. When he said that they at least they say this drama repeats, they know that golden age, silver, copper, iron goes and that it becomes golden again. They don't know how because they don't understand confluence age. They don't know when God comes, but they know it's supposed to repeat, is what he's saying, but they don't understand it. You know that Shiv Baba has made you belong to him and that he has made you into Brahmins through Brahma. This one is Shiv Baba's child and also his wife. This one is Shiv Baba's child and also his wife. Look how many children are being looked after because this one is a male. Saraswati's been made into a helper to directly look after the children. These things, so Brahma Baba's the primary mother. Mama is the hands-on mother. Is not mentioned in the scriptures. This is practical. Only the Father taught Raj Yoga, and those who taught Raj Yoga became kings and took 84 births. Many people study the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, and the scriptures, but they don't understand anything of what they're reading. You are not the yogis who have yoga with the elements. You don't have yoga with matter. Hatha yoga is yoga with matter, right? Even the exercise is yoga with the body matter, right? You have yoga with the Father. That is, you remember the Father. You are now Raj Yogis. You are Raj Rishis. That is Yogi Raj, title of a great yogi. You are Yogi Raj. King Yogis. Those who are pure are called yogis. You have become yogis to claim the kingdom of heaven. First of all, the Father says, become pure. Such a soul is called a yogi. All of you are Raj Yogis. This refers to you Brahmins who are the mouth-born creation of Brahma. You are being taught Raj Yoga. Therefore, you are students. Would students ever forget their teacher? You know that Shiv Baba is teaching you. However, in spite of that, Maya makes you forget. You forget the teacher who teaches you. Only when you understand that God is teaching you can there be that intoxication. Students studying for the ICS, Indian Civil Service exam, have so much intoxication. You children are studying the education of Raj Yoga for 21 births. You also have to study later in the Golden Age. But you won't be studying Raj Yoga knowledge. You'll be studying art and how to run a kingdom and skill sets, right? You children understand that you forget the way from the start of the Golden Age. You then come down one step in every birth. You now remember everything about how you ascend and how you descend. Remember this ladder very well. So the number of steps you come down, it's one step per birth. It's not equal to 1 degree per birth, right? Because in the first 8 births, you only come down 2 degrees. We have completed 84 births and now have to return home. So there is happiness. This is an unlimited play. Souls are so tiny. Souls become tired from playing their parts. And so they say, Baba, show me the way so I can rest and attain peace and happiness. This is an unlimited play. Souls are so tiny. Souls become tired from playing their parts. And so they say, Baba, show me the way so that I can rest and attain peace and happiness. When you're in the land of happiness, you have both peace and happiness. In Golden Age, you have peace and happiness. There, there. There are no upheavals there. Souls have peace. Souls are there are 2 places for peace. The land of peace, where you don't actually experience peace, and the land of happiness, where you get to experience peace and happiness. There is peacelessness in the land of sorrow. This is a study. You know that Baba is taking you to the land of happiness via the land of peace. So if you understand the cycle, do you really want to have peacelessness of Copper Age onwards with no peace in the Confluence Age, and then go to peace in the soul world where you don't get to experience it. That's what you choose when you don't make effort and become soul conscious and become a Brahmin. That's what you choose. So much more peacelessness. There is peacelessness in the land of sorrow. This is a study. You know that Baba's taking you to the land of happiness via the land of peace. There's no need for you to be told. You too know that you came here to play your parts and that you now have to return. You have this happiness. There is no happiness of peace. We have pleasure and happiness in playing our parts. We know that our sins will be absolved by remembering the Father. Some ask for peace of mind. It is wrong to use these words. No, we are remembering the Father so that our sins can be absolved, and the consequence is you'll be finally at peace. The mind cannot remain in peace. No one can stay without doing anything. So you can do that for a certain period of time in the soul world, but then you have to come down and experience peace and happiness, and eventually just peace and peacelessness and happiness and sorrow. No one can stay without doing anything. However, there is the realization that we are claiming the inheritance of purity, peace, happiness from the Father. So this is where they get that idea of better the hell I know than the one I don't, the devil I know than the devil I don't know. So you don't you always have to play your part, which means coming into action is more important to you than quality of action. If both are equally important, you come in the golden age. If you're a copper 8 soul or an iron 8 soul, quality of living is way less important than playing your part. And that difference has to be realized in the confluence age. If you realize that it isn't just important that I play my part, I live, it's equally important to be pure and give happiness. Therefore, there should be that happiness. This is the land of sorrow. There cannot be happiness here. People have forgotten the land of peace and the land of happiness. Those who have a lot of money believe that they have happiness. Sannyasis leave their homes and go into the forest. There are no upheavals, etc. there, and so they become peaceful. However, that is only for temporary period. You souls remain peaceful when you stabilize yourself in your original religion of peace. Here you have to have interaction. You have to play your parts. You come here to act. Each soul definitely has to act. Your children understand that the unlimited Father is giving this explanation. Incorporeal God speaks. You now know that you are souls and that your Father is the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul means, he said this the other day,
supreme, the great.
He said means supreme, and he said supreme means supreme, but it means also Supreme Soul also means
God.
God. Souls call out to him. How could God not be the supreme? That's the definition of God, the highest. The Father is the bestower of salvation for all, not for some, not for one, for all. Father says, children, now become soul conscious. It's just that salvation for some is just liberation and stay in the soul world, and for others, it's come back into the land of happiness. Children, now become soul conscious. This requires effort. The alloy that has been mixed in you for half of the cycle will only be removed by your having this remembrance. You have to become real gold. Alloy is mixed into real gold, and then jewelry is made out of that gold. Originally, you were real gold, and then alloy was mixed into you. It is now in your intellects that you have played your parts. We're now going to our parents' home. When you return to your parents' home from abroad, there is happiness. You too experience happiness because you know that Baba has brought heaven for you. The gift from the unlimited Father is the unlimited kingdom, which means salvation. So for us, salvation is the kingdom. Sannyasi preferred the gift of
Liberation.
Liberation. When someone dies, it is said he's become a resident of heaven. You can't become a resident of heaven. That's why they get confused of the soul world being heaven, or being with God, or Golden Age being Garden of Eden heaven. Soul goes to God, but they don't go to heaven. Mm-hmm. See, this whole biblical psalm is incorrect. Our Father who art in heaven. He's not in heaven ever. You have to say, Our Father who are not in heaven.
Or who are in Parandom.
Our Father who art in the soul world. When someone dies, it is said he has become a resident of heaven. Sannyasis say that the light has merged into the light in which everyone will become merged. However, there is the place of residence where we souls reside. There is no light or fire in which everyone can become merged. Brahm is the great element. Brahm is the element of Brahm is the soul world, the red gold light of the soul, orange and gold red light of the soul world. The Brahm element is the great element where all souls reside. The Father also resides there. He too was just a point. And then in other Murlis, he says, clarifies clearly the understanding between Brahm element versus Brahma. And then you get understanding of where did the name Abraham come from? Abraham, not Brahma. A in front of something always means not, right? He too is just a point. If anyone were to have a vision of a point, he wouldn't be able to understand anything. Many children say, Baba, it's difficult to stay in remembrance. How can we remember a point? We have been remembering the huge form of a lingam for half the cycle. Father also explains that you cannot worship a point. So that's why. So you're going to do worship, you need an object. You're going to worship an object, you can't know God. How would you build a temple to a point? A point cannot even be seen, and this is why they have created the big Shivlingams. However, many small saligrams representing souls are made. However, many small saligrams representing souls are made. They are made egg-shaped. Some ask why they were not told earlier that God was a point. The Father says, it wasn't in the part to tell you that at that time. He told them first they were like thumb-shaped. Then he told them they were like a star, right? Finally, he told them they're actually just a point. Why don't you study for the ICS? He says, why don't you study for the ICS exam, Indian Civil Service exam, at the very beginning? There are also rules about how to study. You have to actually go to other schooling before you can write the ICS exam. If anyone asks such questions, you can tell them, okay, we'll ask Baba, or we'll write to our senior teacher and ask her. Okay, so you don't write the GMAT exam without studying commerce. You don't write the MCAT without studying sciences. And then, medicine, you get into medicine, right? You can't write your doctor's license without having studied medicine, without having passed the MCAT, right? There's an order to things. Okay, we will ask Baba, or we'll write a senior teacher and ask her. If Baba wanted to tell you, he would have done so. Otherwise, he says that you will understand as you progress further. What he's saying is at that time, you guys were in such body consciousness, it wouldn't matter if I told you were a point. It would have not meant anything to you. He would not tell you everything at once. All of these things are new. The Father sits here and tells you the essence of what is in the Vedas and scriptures, right? Even when we were told we were a point, right? That still took some time to think about it. And some of us accepted it really, really quickly. Others still struggled with it. Those two are fixed on the path of devotion. You still have to study them again. As soon as I heard that I was a point, my lucky said, you're just a soul. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny point. I just had this, oh, wow. That's amazing. That makes so much sense. And then when she told me the Supreme Soul was a tiny point, I said, oh my God, I would never have thought that was what God looked like. Now I understand who God looks like. We look the same. It made so much sense. That part of devotion has to be played. The part of becoming impure has also to be played. They say that they become trapped in the bog of devotion, the quicksand of devotion. Externally, there's a lot of beauty to devotion. They give the example of a mirage. Devotion has a lot of attraction. Yeah, because you get to profess all your love for God without actually have to practicing any of it. The Father says it is like a mirage. They become trapped in that bog. Then becomes difficult for them to get out of it. They become completely trapped in it. Some go to pull others out of the bog, but they themselves then get trapped. Yes, don't save others unless you first can save yourself. Many have become trapped in that way. There are those who were trapped after they heard this knowledge. They listened to it and related it to others, pulled others out of the quicksand, and then, however, then whilst moving along, they got trapped in the quicksand themselves. Trapped in name and form of somebody, had their ego bent out of shape. Some senior didn't give them what they wanted. Some senior hurt their feelings, whatever, right? They were such first-class good children. It then becomes very difficult to help them get out. When they forget the Father, it takes a lot of effort to pull them out of that bog. So what's trapped in the bog means? You get trapped in the bog through ego, right? Desire, fears, all ego, right? No matter how much you explain to them, it doesn't sit in their intellects. You can now understand how far you have come out of the quicksand of Maya Ravan. The further out of it, of the bog you come, the more happiness you experience. Those who have come out of it themselves will have the power to pull others out of it. Some are very clever, whereas others are weak when it comes to shooting the arrows of knowledge. There's the example of Bil, the native, and Arjun. Arjun was someone who lived with his guru. Arjun wasn't just one. Yeah, Bil didn't live with the guru. He just made a shape of the guru and worshipped the statue of his guru, and he became a better archer than Arjun. It's those who belong to the Father and live with the Father who become Arjun. You actually have to live with him. You can't just worship the image of him like they do in Bhakti. There is a race between those who live with the Father and those who live outside. So because he became better, but he did it with the wrong method, the guru, Dronacharya, said, okay, you have to give offering to your guru. He says, of course, anything. And so he says, I want your arrow thumb, the string thumb of your, so you can't shoot bows and arrows anymore. To be with someone who lived outside and went ahead. An example of just one is given, but it refers to many. The arrow is this knowledge. Each one of you can understand for yourselves how much you remember the Father. Are you remembering anyone else? You don't have the greed to wear good clothes or eat good food, do you? If you wear good things, they will be reduced there. We have to remain simple here. Father says, you must even forget those bodies of yours. Those are Tamo Pradhan, old bodies. You are now becoming masters of the world. Be ignorant of any knowledge of desire. The Father says, you must not wear jewelry here. Period. I'm not supposed to wear jewelry here. So then why are you wearing Baba's ring? Why do you have Baba's badge? Brooches, necklaces. Huh? Seems like a contradiction, right? Because at least it remembers you of Baba, reminds you of Baba. So Baba says simply, you mustn't wear jewelry here. Why? Because you're not here to attract people's minds to your body. Why does he say this? There are many reasons for this. If your jewelry is lost, people would say that you have given it to BKs, and that secondly, thieves would even steal it from you while you were moving around. So in the old days, they renounced their jewelry and they gave it to Baba. Right? Their wedding, Indians have major big weddings, have all this gold jewelry that they never wear again after the wedding, right? And so they would say that it's pure 18 karat gold or 24 karat gold or whatever. And then they give that as donation to the IK. In those days, they used to do that. If your jewelry is lost, people would say that you have given it to the BKs. And secondly, thieves could even steal it from you whilst you're moving around. Nowadays, there are many women who steal. Even females have begun to loot. Look at the condition of the world. You know that this world is just like a brothel. We are sitting here with Shiv Baba in the temple of Shiva. He is the truth, the living being, and the embodiment of bliss. Look at the condition of the world. You know what the world is just like a brothel. We are sitting here with Shiv Baba in the temple of Shiva. He is the truth, the living being, the embodiment of bliss. There is praise of souls. It is the soul who says, I have become the president. I am so and so. You souls say, I am a Brahmin. I'm claiming my inheritance from Shiv Baba. Be soul conscious. It is in this that requires effort. This is my so and so. This is mine. You remember all of that, but you forget that you souls are brothers. All consciousness of mine has to be removed. I am a soul, and this one soul also knows this. The Father is explaining, and I am listening. I hear him first, although Brahma hears Shiv Baba first. Although I too can benefit it, then I too can relate it to Murli. It's for the benefit of the children that I say always consider it to be Shiv Baba who is explaining. So Shiv Brahma Baba sometimes explains. He's quite capable. Shiv Baba will let him explain, but just so that you won't get confused, he says, "Oh, it's Shiv Baba who's explaining." It is you children's duty to churn the ocean of this knowledge. I too am doing what you are doing, churning the ocean, making effort. How else would I claim number one? However, this one keeps himself incognito. Imagine that. He knows he's going to become number one. The pressure that he has to do it the best of everyone, right, will always be there for Brahma Baba. Mm-hmm. But he keeps himself incognito. Acha, she's sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children, and
the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
The Raj Rishi say namaste to the spiritual supreme Rishi. Essence for Dharma. Number one, renounce all consciousness of mind and consider yourself to be a soul. Make effort to remain soul conscious. Remain in complete simplicity. Become completely ignorant of any desire to wear good clothes or eat good food. 2, whilst playing your part and doing everything, be stable in your original religion of peace. Remember the land of peace and the land of happiness. Forget this land of sorrow. Forget everything to do with this land of sorrow. Forget memories to do with the land of sorrow. Habits, traditions, customs. Forget it all. Blessing. May you be a world benefactor and carry out world renewal with the virtues of spiritual intoxication and mercy. World benefactor, create world transformation with the virtues of spiritual intoxication and mercy. Spiritual intoxication makes you immune to the world, and mercy makes you want to benefit, transform it, purify it. In order for you to be a world benefactor, 2 main virtues are essential. One is godly spiritual intoxication, and the other is mercy. If you have spiritual intoxication and mercy equally at the same time, your stage of spirituality is created. So whenever you carry out a task or you say anything, check whether you have spiritual intoxication and mercy equally. In the pictures of the goddesses, both these virtues are shown equally. You can become an instrument for world renewal on the basis of this balance of intoxication and mercy. Slogan: surrender with love. Don't surrender without love, because it's not surrender. Surrender with love your waste thoughts to the Father. This is a real sacrifice. Brahmins are so attached to wasteful thinking. Very big for them to give that up. Om Shanti. To the extent that you have an easy nature, so your remembrance will also be
Easy.
remembrance will be easy. To the extent that you are clear, that is clean in every situation, to that extent you will be easy and simple. Whatever you are like, your creation would have the same sanskars as you, the creator. Therefore, become a practical example of every virtue so that you create something pure. Otherwise, you create something adulterated or mixed or weak because of your own weaknesses.